Today I am filming from the comforts of my bed. I just finished doing lots of research and work on everything that we're going to be covering today. So today's video is why I don't keep up with the Kardashians, and I'm just going to get straight into it, okay? So I know you may laugh, but I think that they're witches, and not good ones either. And that's my problem exactly. I mean, I'm good with witches as long as they're good ones, not bad ones, okay? After everything that I'm about to reveal in this video, you'll have to ask yourself, why are they so okay with doing the things that they do? And what are they benefiting out of it exactly? I mean, they already seem to have everything that anyone would want. So here's some history for you. In the 1800s, there was a woman named Kardashian, originally Kardashian. Historians have found that the Kardashians' original last name was Kardashian. So Kakel was the great aunt of today's Kardashian clan. Apparently, Kakel was very beautiful and she gave birth to a son at a very early age. She struggled being a single mother. She struggled to survive because she was poor and had nothing to her name, being all alone. Searching for shelter in Chicago forest in Armenia, she came across a coven of witches. She decided to approach these witches and offer to do anything as long as it meant that her son could have a better life. She made it clear that she wanted all of her future descendants to be beautiful, prosperous, and famous. She did not want anyone in her bloodline in the future to suffer or go through everything that she had gone. Now, I'm sure all of you have heard of the Kardashian curse, being that Bruce Jenner is now Caitlyn Jenner. Sorry, if you see me looking this way, it's because I have all my notes, so I'm just referencing my notes here from everything that I've just researched. So, as I said, I'm sure we all know about the Kardashian curse. Now, being that Bruce Jenner is now Caitlyn Jenner after 24 years of marriage to Kris, Kris and Caitlyn are no longer on speaking terms. Robert Kardashian, the son of Kris Jenner, or Kris Kardashian, Rob is kind of silent and kept out of the picture for the most part, and he can't really seem to maintain a happy and healthy lifestyle. Chris Humphrey, I think that was his name, which was one of Kim Kardashian's first marriages. That marriage was extremely short-lived, and no one ever hears anything about him anymore. At least I haven't. Lamar Odom, he almost died of a drug-induced overdose and was unfaithful, visited brothels and stuff in his marriage or during his marriage to Khloe Kardashian. French Montana, who dated Khloe, survived being shot in the head, and he came out with an album recently that did not do well at all, and he also apparently believes that the curse is real. Reggie Bush blew out his knee and was involved in a scandal that resulted in him having to forfeit some trophy that he had earned, and I mean, it doesn't seem that he's relevant anymore, but I could be wrong. Scott can't seem to hold a happy and healthy relationship due to his and Kourtney's questionable co-parenting practices. He's dealt with drug and alcohol abuse, and he dates girls that are under the age of 18. And then he has the audacity to say that these young girls seek him out, he doesn't seek them out. So yeah, sorry, my TV just started playing. It's the Cox cable, if you have it paused for a while, it just decides that it's gonna keep playing. Okay, so he dates girls that are underage and or maybe right at becoming of age, but still like questionable. Kanye West. So I know they've recently announced their divorce, but I guess they're like still kind of hanging out or whatever. It's known that he's not doing very well these days, at least emotionally and mentally. And he hasn't been doing okay emotionally and mentally for some time now. He takes medication and he suffers from mental illness. At least that's what they claim. However, in my opinion, I feel like he's very strong-willed and he's tried to expose the Kardashians. I also feel that he has some type of animosity against Kim or the family because of the things that he's tweeted saying that none of his children will ever be like naked on Playboy magazine, and that he's so happy that they didn't abort their daughter Northwest. Like, he kind of just exposed all that, where that, you know, is most likely a private thing that, I mean, anybody would want to keep private if you had maybe possibly considered abortion and then you didn't. Like, you wouldn't really want your child to know that, like, later in life. So, yeah. I mean, clearly he was doing way better than what he was, you know, before he ever, you know, was married to Kim. It is notable that the men that seem to maintain like a civil type of relationship with the family, or at least the mom, Kris Jenner, seem to have like an easier time or less of an effect of the curse, or their life is somewhat stable but still not the greatest, versus those that have cut ties altogether with the family. So that's pretty notable. After like reading everything, I kind of feel like the curse may have been a part of the offering or the sacrifice as a consequence of men that may, you know, break a sacred bond or break trust with the women in the family, being that Kakel was a single mother and may have felt crossed and betrayed. So in turn, anybody that does that to the females in the family or in the bloodline, you know, suffer this type of a consequence. So that's just my opinion, my personal opinion, like speculation there. Regardless of this history, correlation, and causation, I personally think that the Kardashians have to know more about the history in their family, the roots and everything. Being that, you know, Armenians' magic is very strong. The magic and the pagan practices are very strong and well known within the Armenian culture. I personally think that they may practice on a regular basis. I'm curious to know, what do they benefit besides fame, fortune, and the downfall of others? Like, I'm just very curious on that, and that's maybe something we'll never really know. So moving on from that. Also, I'm not a fan of the Kardashians just because I do not like and appreciate the unrealistic and even deadly standards that they're setting for women. I would say maybe perhaps I may have even fallen a victim to it because I have had a breast augmentation. I don't have a desire to do anything else. I love myself for who I am, what I am. And I'm pretty sure that even if I had never gotten my augmentation done, I still would have loved myself no matter what. So the Kardashians are primarily responsible for the glow up in today's culture and society, which is resulting in preteens skipping their preteen era, going straight to wanting to look fully developed, wearing tons of makeup, using contour on their baby faces, being curious and learning about sex at a very young age. They are even heavily photoshopping selfies, and they feel the need to always be photo ready at all times. And this makes plastic surgery a very desirable thing to achieve, to be able to achieve that body and beauty standard that the Kardashians are setting. I am also not a fan because they have notoriously lied in the past about getting things done like their lips, their butts, their boobs, their faces, their anything, they've notoriously lied about it, and then years fly by and now they're gonna fess up to it after that damage has already been done and that standard has already been set for young women. So they have contributed to being a cause for all plastic procedures. Plastic procedures have more than doubled in the last 5 years. Recently, Brazilian butt lifts are trending, and most do not know this, but this procedure is very deadly, or it can be very deadly. What's crazy is it's called a Brazilian butt lift, but it's not a butt lift at all. It's actually a procedure that takes fat from different areas of the body, like your arms, your stomach, anywhere that you don't want your fat. They take the fat and they actually put it, in the butt area to give you that desired natural big butt look. It has been deadly because it's been found that patients were being put under general anesthesia instead of local anesthesia. And the issue with that is, even though you would think that undergoing a procedure like this, you would want to be generally under the general anesthesia, which would mean that you're like completely knocked out. But that's actually not the safest thing for you, because it's actually recommended that you go under local anesthesia because you're still fully awake, just that area is numbed. So you could still feel pain if it's like extremely bad, which is kind of recommended because if you are feeling really bad pain when you shouldn't be, you can actually speak up and tell the doctor. And the reason why that's preferred or should happen is because if you're feeling that extreme pain, it's because the doctor's going past this protective layer of skin called the fascia, which the fascia protects, it like wraps itself around the muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. So if you're going past that, if you're going past the fascia that protects all that, that's when it causes that extreme pain that should not be happening, because this is the exact thing that makes this procedure deadly. So once you pass the fascia, that fat is going past the fascia, and when it goes past there, it can go straight to your heart or straight to your lungs, and the result of that can be deadly. Many women have not and do not do their research before they undergo a very serious procedure just like this one. They just want results, they just want to fix an insecurity, and this is a very severe outcome from not doing that research. Not only that, multiple women, tons of women share their experiences of what it's like to get a BBL, how horrible their recovery process was, how they came so close to dying, and then unfortunately those that have passed. Overall, these standards are causing harm, and they're lowering women's self-esteem and their self-confidence, making them feel pressure to achieve these same goals and look like the Kardashians or influencers that have done the same work and fell victim to the same pressures and gotten things done and did extensive things just so that way they could look like the Kardashians to achieve that successful look and this more mature, grown-up, crazy look. On top of that, recently Khloe Kardashian was apparently like flipping out because someone shared or posted a picture of Khloe Kardashian that was unfiltered and wanted to be so upset about it. She apparently copyrighted the photo, so like if you see it or it's posted, like you could be in trouble legally because she copyrighted the photo. But honestly, the photo wasn't that bad. Like when I saw it, I felt like she still looked pretty. Like to me, that's what a natural woman's body looks like, you know? She shouldn't be ashamed of it or be embarrassed of it, humiliated by it. Like her reaction was so weird and uncalled for. She later released a statement saying that, you know, she feels the pressure of having to always be picture perfect, picture ready. She feels the pressure of having to meet these high standards. And it's like, but you and your family are the ones that did this. So if you feel like this, imagine how normal women feel that don't have the same privilege, money, wealth, and fame as you. Like, boo, you're preaching to the fucking choir right now. Like, you have the audacity to like be like, this is how I feel, when everybody else like around you is falling to your standard and your setting here. So I don't feel bad for you. It's funny because I often wonder, like whenever it becomes not like public knowledge that they just got a new procedure done and they have like a whole brand new face and they don't even look recognizable anymore, like their actual original true natural selves anymore. Like I wonder, like, is this gonna be the last one? But it's like no, time and time and year after year they still somehow manage to do something else, like get something else. And like I'm kind of thinking they almost look like robots now. Like it's just so like the soul like contour of everything is so weird. I'm actually kind of surprised that the sun hasn't melted them away. I mean, don't come to Arizona because I don't know if you're gonna survive this heat. Another reason why I'm not a fan is because Kylie Jenner lied to Forbes magazine. So Kylie and her mother, Kris Jenner, came up with this like whole elaborate scam um, to trick Forbes magazine into thinking that she was a billionaire. I mean, that's just crazy. You're rich enough, like everybody knows that you're rich. You're already famous. Like, well, if being a millionaire is not good enough, like you want this like title or this classification of being a billionaire, and you had to lie about it and like doctor your numbers for your business's success just to get on Forbes. Like, did you really want to be on Forbes that bad? Like, I mean, just geez Louise. And then for it all to come out, like I would feel more embarrassed than anything, not like, yay, I got to trick them, like haha, Forbes, you put me on the cover, you believe me. No, that's still embarrassing. Like when the truth comes out, like you're just fucking scandalous. But apparently, I guess sometime in the past, there was a Kardashian makeup line that was sold at Ulta, and the quality was terrible, like absolute crap shit. I guess the quality was bad. It just didn't blend. It didn't look well at all. They're knowingly picking like low quality products and just kind of putting their name on it, slapping their name on it. They're knowingly picking low quality products, slapping their name on it, and they don't really care as long as they make that money because their name is so, you know, well known and so glamorized that they know basically anything they put their name on, they're going to profit off of. So, and it's, you know, not always at the benefit for the people that are consuming the products or believing everything or following their standard or their example. They have also even done weight loss products that clearly don't work, like the Fit Tea, which is proven to not work. They even came out with a weight loss lollipop, like seriously, a weight loss lollipop. Get this one. Kris Jenner is apparently a representative and chairman for a legacy business school located in the Trump Towers. The tuition goes up to like $100,000 just to go to this apparent business school. Look it up. There's like a whole like ad where Kris Jenner is up there talking about how she's going to teach you how to be a business owner and business this, business that, success, success, success. Like, again, just another thing that they slap their name on. And they're literally taking thousands and thousands of dollars from people that, you know, are thinking that they can learn something actually beneficial and go to school for. But the thing is, it's actually not even a real school. It's not an accredited school. So let's say you did waste your money and your time going there, and you're like, oh, I just don't want to go to this college anymore, so I'm going to transfer my credits. Yeah, you just wasted time, money, all of that, because you can't even transfer credits. It's not a real school, but it's there. Don't fall for it. So, and let's just go back to the beginning of how Kim and the family really, you know, became famous and into the limelight was just by her sex tape with Ray J. Like, and it's even said that like Kris Jenner was a part of it, like as far as like kind of producing this sex tape of her own daughter. Like, that's just crazy to like sell that, like put your daughter in that position just so that way you guys can all make a profit and be famous. Like, that's just no. So with that being said, I just can't, like, I mean, I don't understand how they're so adored and admired and how they're even still relevant to this day after being exposed, after everything that they do. When the truth comes out, it's just like nobody really cares. They still are able to be famous, and they're not really ever held accountable, and even when they are able to get their way out of it, which is crazy. But at the end of this, that's kind of like my little rant or my reasoning why I don't like them and why I'll never like them. I want to tell all the young ladies out there, and even women my age and older, you know, just love and admire yourself for your natural beauty. Just go back to the basics, fall in love with yourself, appreciate yourself. That you don't need to look like a freaking blow up doll. You don't need to look like a mannequin. You don't need to look like a bimbo, okay? You just don't. All right, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night. Sleep well, everybody.